Franks is with us now. He's a former FBI supervisory special agent. Good morning to you, and thanks for being here. I want to start with some of these big events happening in New Orleans. You've got Mardi Gras over the next few weeks, and you've also got the Super Bowl. What security measures and things will be put into place between now and the next month or so?
Well, the Super Bowl itself carries one of the highest levels of security preparedness by Homeland Security and FBI and other agencies. There's just a massive coordination of efforts, security preparations for that. To begin with, now this is going to be stepped up even more. I'm confident between now and the Super Bowl, and I just think the security is going to be stepped up regardless. Not only because of the Super Bowl, but in preparation, the days and weeks leading up to it. I just think there's going to be, there's an influx of personnel into Louisiana, to New Orleans to assist with this. The FBI has deployed over 200 additional agents and analysts and other personnel, in addition to the personnel already there. So it's just a massive undertaking. I think it's going to be one of the most secure places you can be actually in the next few weeks, but that's why we can't let our guard down in other locations.
Given the horrific nature of the attack and the details we've learned so far through the investigation, does it become even more concerning of copycat attacks, a resurgence of ISIS-inspired tactics?
It does, Marty, because ISIS has advocated, encouraged vehicle ramming attacks for several years now, and there's the incident in Germany back in December. This one occurred, but this one, as we see, was planned for some time. He was back in New Orleans in October and November at least, planning this, with the meta glasses, doing reconnaissance. So it's been a technique that, ISIS has encouraged, and its adherents, look for ways to accomplish this, which obviously Jabbar did. So it is a copycat, incident in some sense, in that they know that this is effective. It was done in France, with a big truck a few years ago. It's been done in other locations. It is a concern. It's a very effective, unfortunately, a very effective means of creating terror and causing carnage.
Right. And so then it becomes, Dennis, incumbent on the public and also law enforcement in these weeks leading up to the big event to look out for anything that seems unusual, right? Somebody else who might be doing reconnaissance.
Yes, I can't stress enough how important it is for the public to remain vigilant and to bring to the attention of law enforcement, security personnel, anything that looks anomalous. The coolers, on the street by themselves. Again, that's Bourbon Street. That's just the way it is there. But yet, people, people are out using cameras all the time. But if there's something that just looks odd about it, report it to the police. I mean, when I was in the FBI, I used to get reports on a weekly basis of really suspicious activity. A lot of it could be explained. Sometimes it couldn't be. But it's reported and investigated.
Yeah, better to report it and let the authorities check it out. Finally, I want to ask you about some of his international travel. They're looking into Egypt and Canada. How significant is that in influencing an attack like this?
I think this is really going to be interesting to see how it develops, because right now the FBI is saying there's no indication that he had any assistance in the U.S. And this is, of course, is a technique that ISIS likes to use. They don't have to insert anyone. They already have someone present that they can influence or encourage. Now, going back to his trips in Egypt in the summer of 2023, he spent about 11 to 14 days there, then returned through Canada for about 3 days or so. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what investigation develops there. They're going to go back and try to retrace his steps, look at his contacts, whatever records they are. Look at his, credit card charges, if any. They're going to retrace everything and try to connect the dots to see if there is some connection. And having been an investigator for decades now, I would venture to say there may be something there. When there's just smoke there, I think there could be a connection. I'm not going to draw that conclusion yet, but I would not be surprised at all that there would be some kind of connection.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.